Welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. Richard Horne with us this afternoon. We've got a couple of questions from the fans. First up, Richard, the first from Michael, who says, what do you think to the current league structure in Kingston Press League One, and what would you change of it, if anything?
But probably playing home and away. I think it's a big advantage having the home ties and depending on what teams you're up against. Because you look at your Cumbrian teams, a narrow pitch sort of suits them, and if you go to their place, their pitches are quite narrow, where ourselves would probably want them on a nice wider pitch, and again look to move them about a little bit, because they are big and big and solid and very aggressive through the middle.
Well, we've seen a couple of times this season, haven't we, particularly this week coming up as well, where we seem to get a bit of a roll on and then we have a week's break, so it can sort of take a bit of the sting out of things as well.
Yeah, again, you want to build momentum, and that's what it's all about. Like finding the way that you want to play. I think we're finally doing that now. Again, these games that we've had over the last 3 weeks has given us a bit of time and a bit of scope for me to look at players and for us to have a look at the way that we want to play as a team as well.
The next question from Keel, do you feel that the players have adapted to the way you want to play now? Obviously, as you said, you've had a few weeks with them. Do you feel that as each week goes by, you're seeing more and more progress?
Yeah, I think it's for me as well, to know the league a little bit better. I probably came in and tried to change a little bit too much too quick and too soon, but again, we've sort of now found a style that we like to play. The guys are adapting to it. Again, there's always room for improvement, and that's what we're looking to do each week.
Looking back at the All Goals game, then it was a dominant display, really, wasn't it? In particular in the second half. But I think you mentioned after the game on Sunday, the first half we had a lot of the ball. It was just about turning them chances into points.
Yeah, it was. We dominated. I think the game was spent again the first half as well. Down them camped in their half. Again, the skill set wasn't great. You know, some passes hitting the deck once we'd got to our regions and getting them players on. So disappointed in that. And again, a couple of balls went to ground just on catches. So again, the skill set, which is an area that we've been working at and looking to improve. But again, it sort of came good the second half, and we executed some really good plays and scored some really nice tries.
Well, we managed to leapfrog Newcastle into 5th place after the end of the regular season. That means trips to Workington and Barrow, so trips up there as well as a trip to Toronto. The fact that Toronto's the final game of those set of fixtures, does that give you and the rest of the players a chance to sort of try and build up as much as you can ahead of making the long trip over there in September?
Yeah, I think so. And again, we can probably speak to other clubs in a way and see how they did things, and just pick little bits where it went right for them and where it went wrong, and we could improve it for ourselves. I'm sure they'd be happy to share that with us, and so hopefully we can go out there and get it right and be really competitive.
And we start off with a home game against Keighley in the Super 8s. Was it important to get a team here at the Keepmoat Stadium first and just try and get a bit of momentum following on from the wins against Oxford and Gloucester?
Yeah, it'll be a tough game, and again, it'll be great to get out here on the pitch. It's looking in great nick, and the groundsmen have done a really good job, and it's just been relayed, so the track's going to be no excuse on them departments. And again, just to get a feel for the atmosphere in here, it's I've experienced it a couple of times, obviously with Hull in semis and that, and it gets a really good atmosphere, and hopefully we can generate a bit of that in them games. And I know all the boys are looking forward to get back out on the pitch on the home ground and performing.
I was going to say, because you seem to have been here a while now, but you've not yet had a home game on the Keepmoat pitch.
Yeah,
so does that feel slightly strange that you're still waiting to make your home debut officially?
Yeah, it does, and like I say, there's no better pitch in this competition than this one. You know what I mean? I think every team wants to come and play here, so that's the challenge ahead of us as well. It's a good surface for everybody, and everybody will probably aim up to perform on a really good surface. So. For us, the pitch suits us, because again, we do like to move. I want the boys to move the ball about a bit, so again, hopefully move their middles about, take some juice out of them, and hopefully we can capitalise on that and create some opportunities.
And you mentioned the Keepmoat pitch just then. You mentioned you came with Hull obviously a couple of times. The fact that they've got another semi-final here, does that show how good a job the staff do here and how good they get the pitch in order? The fact that we've had Challenge Cup semi-finals here 2 years in a row now.
It's a great venue. For rugby league, it's probably the ideal size. You can generate a great atmosphere. The pitches are always in really good condition, and the facilities and staff are always helpful. So it's a no-brainer really for the rugby league to bring you here, and especially two Yorkshire teams. where it's only down the road, an hour away for each of them, so it's an ideal location.
And the transfer deadline's coming up for Kingston Press League One clubs. I understand you've got a little bit of news you can inform the fans on, a bit of good news for the club.
Yeah, we've made 2 signings already in Ryan Jones from Warrington, a young winger, an up and coming winger. We've got plenty of pace, which is an area we was looking to improve within the squad to help strengthen us, and obviously Nick Rose-Thorne, he's going to be here till the end of the season now as well, who's already played a couple of games and impressed probably the fans and people within the game as well, who's had Super League experience. So they're 2 signings that we're really pleased that we've got. Hopefully we should have another 2 by the deadline tomorrow.
So what sort of stuff are you expecting from these new signings, and was it always in the back of your mind to try and add a bit of new blood and just a bit something fresh?
Yeah, I think a little bit fresh, and hopefully players that will improve us as players, and within training, within games, and the quality that we are bringing in. Like one of them that we're looking to bring in is looking to be a French international, so hopefully that'll be done by tomorrow. I'm sure it is. We're really positive that that'll be done. So just looking forward to having them on board and having a really good go in the 8th.
And with a break this weekend as well, getting those new signings in, will that help you to mix them with the players we've already got and just have a week of training, looking at them and looking who's best fit to go and play Keith? Yeah,
and it adds to competition for places, so training is going to be fairly intense, and competition's up, is in there, and so it's on them now. It's on them to perform, them to impress, and do all the little things right to catch my eye, and hopefully have their name put on the team sheet for that first game.